Air around us. Air is present everywhere on Earth in motion called wind atmosphere. Our Earth is surrounded with a thin layer of air. This layer extends up to many kilometers above the surface of the Earth and is called atmosphere. As we move higher in the atmosphere, the air gets rarer. Air is a mixture of many gases. Water vapor. When air comes in contact with a cool surface, it condenses and drops of water appear on the cooled surface. This presence of water vapor in air is important for the water cycle in nature. Oxygen. Air contains oxygen. We need oxygen to breathe. It helps in respiration process. Oxygen supports burning. Nitrogen. Nitrogen is a major part of the air. It does not support burning. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide makes up a small component of air around us. Plants and animals consume oxygen for respiration and produce carbon dioxide. Plant and animals matter also consume oxygen on burning and produce mainly carbon dioxide and a few other gases. The burning of fuel also produces smoke. Smoke contains a few gases and fine dust particles harmful to living organisms. Motion and measurement of distance. A body is said to be in motion if its position changes with respect to time or to an observer or a reference point. Motion is in a straight line is called rectilinear motion. In circular motion, an object moves such that a distance from a fixed point remains same. Circular motion is the motion of a body that moves along a circular path. Motion that repeats itself after some period time is called periodic motion. Light, shadows, and reflection. Objects like the sun and that give out or emit light or their own are called luminous objects. The light emitted by luminous object enable us to see things around us. Objects that do not emit light on their own are called non-luminous objects. The light emitted by luminous object falls on non-luminous object and the bounces back to our eye which enables us to see non-luminous object. Example non-luminous object are moon, a book, a pen, an object, wooden box, a cupboard, and a chair. Opaque objects do not allow light to pass through them. If we cannot see through an object at all, it is an opaque object. If you are able to see clearly through an object, it is allowing to pass through it and is transparent. There are some objects through which we can see but not very clearly. Such object is known as translucent. Translucent object allows light to pass through them partially. Shadow. Shadows are formed when an opaque object comes in the path of light. A shadow is a dark region and is formed only when a light source or an opaque object and the screen are present. Shadows are seen more clearly on light screen whatever the color of the object. Its shadow is always black because it is non-illuminated by light. Mirror and reflection. An image can be seen in the mirror because the light reflected from an object falls on the mirror and it is reflected. So light incident on any smooth shiny surface like a mirror bounce back into the same medium. This bouncing of light by any smooth surface is called reflection of light. Electricity and circuit. All electric cells have two terminals, a positive terminals and negative terminals. An electric cell produces electricity from the chemical stored inside it. Bulb. The electric filament or is a spirally wound wire inside the bulb is supported by two thick wire at its end. An electric cell is connected to the terminal of the bulb so that the electricity from the cell can pass through the bulb. This electricity makes the filament in the bulb glow and emit light. Electric circuit. The electric circuit provides a complete path of electricity to pass current to flow between the two terminals of the electric bulb cell. The bulb glow only when current flow through the circuit. In an electric circuit, the direction of current is taken to be from positive to negative terminal of the electric cell. When the terminal of the bulb are connected with that the electric cell by wire, the current passes through the filament of bulb. This makes the bulb glow. Electric conductor and insulator. Material that allow electric current to pass through them are called a conductor. Conductor conducts the electric current since metals are good conductor of electricity. Electric wire are made of metal. These electric wire acts as conducting material, so they are used to make electric circuit. Some common conductors that conduct electric current are copper, silver, gold, and aluminum. Copper is a most popular material used for wire. Sometimes we receive electric shock because our body are also good conductor of electricity. Materials that do not allow electric current to pass through them are called insulator. Insulator oppose the electric current and so they are used as protecting from the dangerous effect of the electricity. Same common insulator are glass, air, plastic, cotton, thermocol, wood and rubber. Magnetic and non-magnetic material. Magnetite is a natural magnet. Magnet attracts material like iron, nickel, cobalt. These are called magnetic material. Materials that are not attracted toward the magnet are magnet. Pole of magnet. Each magnet has two magnetic poles, north and south, and they are called dipole. A magnet with a single pole does not exist since poles have high magnetic power. They attract objects easily. The pole of a magnet are named as the north pole and south pole in order to identify the pole. The north pole is usually painted with the red color and the other end of the magnet will therefore be the south pole. In laboratories, magnets are painted color completely red in color with a white dot to indicate that the north pole. The other end will therefore be a south pole. The magnet can be cut piece. Each piece will have like an independent magnet which with a north pole and a south pole. A freely suspended magnet always aligning with north and south direction. Opposite pole of the two magnets attract each other where the similar pole always repel one another. Winds, storms, and cyclones. Air pressure. The pressure exerted by air on all bodies at all times in all directions is called air pressure. When air moves at high speed, it creates a low pressure area. On heating, the air expands and occupy more space. When the same things occupy occupies more space, it becomes the lighter. The warm air is therefore the lighter than the cold air. Air expands on heating and contract on cooling. Warm air rises up whereas the comparatively cool air tends to sink towards the Earth's surface. The warm air rises, air pressure at the place is reduced and cooler air moves to that place. Wind. The moving air is called the wind. Wind are caused by the variation in air pressure. A wind blows from a region of high pressure to a region of low pressure. The speed of wind mainly depends on the difference between the pressure of air in the two regions. A change in the direction of wind is caused by the rotation of the earth. The instrument that measures the wind speed is called the anemometer. Wind move at high speed are known as gales. Thunderstorms. A storm with lightning and thunder. Thunderstorms develop in hot, humid tropical areas like India very frequently. The rising temperature produces strong upward rising wind. These winds carry water droplets upward where they freeze and fall down again. The swift movement of the falling water droplets along with the rising air to create the lightning and sound. It is event that we call a thunderstorm. Cyclone. High speed wind and air pressure difference that can cause cyclones. Before cloud formation, water take up heat from the atmosphere to change into vapor. When water vapor change back to a liquid from the raindrops, this heat is released to the atmosphere. The heat released to the atmosphere warm the air around. The air tends to rise and cause a drop in pressure. More air rushes to the center of the storm. This cycle repeats. The chain of events end with the formation of a very low pressure system with very high speed wind revolving around it. It is this weather condition that we'll call a cyclone. The formation of cyclones depend on the speed and direction of the wind, temperature and humidity. A cyclone is known by a different name in different parts of the world. It is called hurricane in America, a continent, and Philippines and Japan is called typhoon. A calm and clear area that at the center of the cyclone is called the eye of the cyclone. Humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. As the humidity in a region increase, the difference in temperature also increase. This result in formation of cyclone. Tornado. A dark funnel-shaped cloud that reaches from the sky to the ground. A tornado may form within a cyclone. A tornado forms due to the effect of the low pressure or in the eye of cyclone. In India, they are not very frequent. Most occur in United States. Tornadoes occur regularly in the region around the Atlantic Ocean. Weekend tornado travel with the wind speed is 50 to 60 km per hour, while the violent tornado can travel with a speed about the 300 km per hour. Heat. Temperature. The degree or intensity of heat present in a substance or object especially as expressed according to a comparatively scale and shown by a thermometer or perceived by touch. Temperature is measured in different scales including Fahrenheit and Celsius or centigrade. The unit of the Fahrenheit and Celsius scale are called degree. The normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees Celsius. Thermometer. Temperature is measured by a device called thermometer. Clinical thermometer is used to measure our body temperature. The range of this thermometer is 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. For the purpose, we use the laboratory thermometer. The range of this thermometer is usually from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. India has adopted the Celsius scale. The other scale of this range is 94 to 108 degree is the Fahrenheit scale. The temperature of human body is normally does not go below 35 degrees Celsius and or above 42 degrees Celsius. There is ink near to the bulb in clinical thermometer with prevent mercury level from falling on its own. Temperature. There are three ways in which the heat can flow from one object to another. These are conduction, convection, and radiation. In all cases, heat flow from one hotter object to a colder object. The process by which heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object is known as conduction. The material which allow heat to pass through them easily are the material which allow the heat to pass through them easily are conductor of heat. The poor conductor are known as insulators such as plastic and heat. The water and air are poor conductor of heat. When water is heated, the water near the flame get hot. Hot water rises up. The cold water from the side moves down and toward the surface of toward the source of heat. This water also get hot and rises and water from the sides move down. This process continues till the whole water get heated. This mode of heat transfer is known as convection. Convection is the process in which heat moves through a gas or liquid as the hotter part rises and the cooler, heavier part sinks. In solid, generally the heat is transferred by conduction in liquid or gas. The heat is transferred by convection. No medium is required for transfer of heat by radiation. From the sun, the heat comes to us by another process known as radiation. The transfer of heat by radiation does hot requires any medium sea breeze and land breeze. During the day in coastal areas, the land gets heated faster than the water. The air over the land becomes hotter and rise up. Cooler air from the sea rushes in towards the land to take its place. The warm air from the land moves toward the sea to complete the cycle. The air from the sea called the sea breeze. At night, exactly it is reverse. Water cools down more slowly than the land, so the cool air from the land moves toward the sea is called the land breeze. It means land breeze occur in night and sea breeze occur in day. Motion and time. Speed and time. The speed is a total distance covered divided by the total time taken. If the speed of an object moves along the straight line keeps changes, its motion is said to be uniform, non-uniform. An object moving along a straight line with the constant speed is said to be uniform motion. The basic unit for time is second, and it can be calculated in minute and hour to depend on the need. The basic unit of distance is meter, so the unit of the speed is meter per second. Large speeds are measured in kilometer per hour. The symbol of the unit is written in singular form only. Measurement of time. The time between one surface and the next was called day. Similarly, a month was measured from one new moon and the next. The speed is the total distance covered by the total time taken. If the speed is an object moving along a straight line keeps changing, its motion is said to be non-uniform motion. An object moving along a straight line with the constant speed is said to be uniform motion. The object along the straight line with the constant speed is said to be in uniform motion. The basic unit for for time is second, and is calculated the minute and second to dependent on the need. The basic unit of distance is meter, so unit of the speed in meter per second. Large speed is measured as the kilometer per hour. The symbol for unit are written in singular form only. Measurement of time. The time between one sunrise and the next was called day. Similarly, a month was measured from one new moon to the next. A new year was fixed so the time taken by the earth is to complete one revolution of the sun is oscillation. Movement back and forth in a regular rhythm. The to and fro motion of the simple pendulum is an example of the periodic or and Y motion. Speedometer and odometer. Speedometer is an instrument used in a vehicle to show the speed. It records the speed directly in kilometer per hour. An odometer is a device on vehicles to track the distance covered. Electric current and its effect. Electricity, a closed path formed by the interconnection of electrical components through which the electric current flow is called the electric circuit. Battery, a combination of the two or more cells connected together, is called a battery. It is formed by connecting the positive terminal of one cell to the negative terminal to the other. Heating effect of electric current. When an electric current flows through a filament of a bulb, it generates heat, and so the bulb becomes hot. This is heating effect of electric current. Heating element. The electric appliances have a coil of wire that produce heat, which are known as heating element, and a current flows through these electrical appliances. The coil of wire inside turn in bright orange red in color. This is because the huge amount of heat is produced. The electric fuse works on the principle of the heating effect. The electric current An electric fuse is a safety device to prevent the damage to an electric circuit on when excessive current flows through it. Miniature circuit break (MCB). Instead of fuse, MCB are used nowadays because these are switches and turn off automatically when there is an overload or circuit cut. After solving the problem, in the circuit, the switch can be turned back on and then current flow as usual.